We have another, we have a follow-up question for Mr. Jack, still from Miss Edith Santos. So how many years are they going to pay for the long-term care insurance? Once they start 40, so how long are they going to pay for that?
It's a lifetime payment. But after 60, if they cannot pay, but they have another allowance from the government, so they can continuously pay until die.
So it's a continuous payment.
Yes, yes.
All right. All right. For Mr. Jack, we have seen that Japan is now open to care workers coming from different countries to work for your country. Now the question is, why doesn't Japanese want to work as caregivers in your country?
Doesn't want. Okay. Yeah. First of all, as I explained, there is a negative image regarding the caregiving, hard work, and then the low back pain, something like this. And then also for the career of the caregiver, there is no the clear and attractive career path. Of course, they can promote it to become a care manager or facility director, but not so many the opportunity. That's why the Japanese look for the other job opportunity.
So that's the main reason why Japan government is now opening the opportunity for foreign workers to work.
I think so, yes.
All right, so that's also good news for Filipinos and Indonesians alike. Okay. How about in Japan, Mr. Jack? What's the status of dementia care awareness in your country?
Okay, Japan has so many elderly with dementia. I say that about 7 million people. Then after establishing the long-term care insurance, we have a lot of the resource or the data, how we can treat the dementia person from the informal or the formal care. So actually, for the dementia treatment, there are two important aspects. One is the medical aspect, medical treatment. The other one is everyday life support. Okay, so then the Japanese, try to support from the everyday life thing. So that's why I think now regarding the dementia care, Japan is one of the top country, because we already faced a serious problem.
So at least most of the people in your country are aware of the situation. I mean, they are aware about what dementia is and the situation or the state of the elderly persons in your country in general.
Yes.
All right, thank you so much for that. How about in Japan, Mr. Jack? What can you say about the other programs that should be proposed to improve the quality of life for the elderly?
Okay, so unlike Indonesia, we already have courses to become a professional caregiver. I think there are so many the professional caregiver in Japan. But so regarding the improvement of the QOL, I think the preventive care. So simply saying that don't depend on hospital or doctor when you get older. So because the lifestyle disease can be treated by ourselves, right? And then most of the Japanese died in the hospital, but they are hoping to die in the house. So that's why the like a community-oriented service, I think it's a good service, but we try to improve the community-based service to support the family caregiver for older people to spend the last minute in the home. I mean, the improve the terminal care also very important in the house.
All right. Well, we all know that Japan has always been a champion with regard to dementia care. So, Mr. Jack, why can you say that the Japanese approach of dementia care is very effective and helpful to the elderly with dementia?
Okay, so as long as I know, other country just focus on the medical side. But Japan, the both sides, I already explained the medical treatment and then everyday life support. So that's why I think the Japanese style of the dementia care is more matured. That's why we have the national licensed caregiver.
Wow, that's good to know. We hope to have that kind of system too in our country. All right. Which happens to be the situation in Japan. So, Mr. Jack Fukue, we have heard that because of the long-term care insurance system in Japan, many younger generations would just, spend the insurance system or use the insurance itself to bring their older persons, perhaps their mother or their father, to care facilities, and the younger generations would just spend their time to work. What do you think would be the disadvantage of that?
Disadvantage. Actually, the IMB, the situation, the Indonesia and the Philippines. So that's why I told you that when I need caregiving, I want to live in the province in the Philippines. So actually, the Japan is already the industrialized. So the each family cannot afford to take care of the older parents. So that is so even though government support and there are a good system, but human relation is weak, poor. So that's why that is a issue that Japan have to improve.
Actually, that's one of the sad things about the situation in Japan, because I remember when we visited one of the care facilities in Japan, it happened that we have heard from some of the carers that once the older persons brought to the care facilities, most of the family members would forget visiting to the older persons, and it would also happen that even the older person would die, they would just ignore that. I mean, there's already this funeral home inside the care facility, because those inside the facilities are the ones who would spend time for the dead person instead of the family members. So that's really a sad situation that perhaps Japan is facing right now as regards to the elderly.
Yeah, it's true some cases, but when I work in Japan as a caregiver, many family visited, but not every day during weekend. So then my solution is to solve this kind of a problem. So that's why we want the young Filipino or Indonesia with warm heart caregiver come to Japan. So collaboration.
Actually, one of the projects in Japan that we saw, which is really effective as well, is the presence of daycare centers for the elderly.
Yeah.
So we have a question here from Ms. Sarina Cruel for Mr. Jack. Can you please explain how daycare service for the elderly is done? How many hours? Is it half day or whole day? And what are the various activities done for the senior adults?
Okay, so usually from I think the 9 to 3 or 4 o'clock, and then daycare center that provide their own bus to pick up each senior, and then during the daytime, so they have a food 2 times the meal, the lunch or the snack, and also they can take a bath there, and also they have a rehabilitation and then recreation. So the staff in the daycare center entertain them.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
all
all.
right. Those are really good projects. Maybe both the Indonesia and the Philippines can adopt that kind of program. At least we can still maintain the sense of belongingness of our older persons within the family, and they can also spend some time with other older adults in the daycare center.